Hey! Quark! Quark!
Are we gonna take a break in the poster room?
He's not here. I checked both rooms.
He's not in the other two either.
Oh.
What?
I was about to say there's four, but Fi was checking them too, I guess.
There's
she
no
just
one here.
closed them.
Yeah, we just leave the doors open. Temioji and Kay are in the lounge, and Dio and Luna should be checking in the infirmary.
Right. Okay, let's leave that to them and head to floor B.
They haven't given us a choice to go back to.
Yeah, because it's an emergency and other people are deciding things because there's like 8 people or 6 people if you want to discount Clover and Alice.
Yeah, I just mean that, like, from a gameplay mechanic, like, if we were going to do an Alice thing, we'd need to, like, pick a first place to search so that we can find Quark's body and then be like, oh crap, we need to go back and have future knowledge.
Well, you didn't choose where to search the first time either, did you? Because
I thought we did, but I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure you didn't because I remembered, like, the choice stuff. And I was, like, surprised when it didn't happen before you got sent back into it.
Okay. You went through the red door with Dio and Kay, right?
Yeah, so?
What was on the other side of that door?
You want to see it?
Yeah. Maybe Quark went there.
Fine. Follow me.
So...
She almost sounds upset.
In the red door the last time.
What?
I forget what your red door was, but I think we've seen... Yeah, there's the pantry and whatever you did in here. I guess the control room are red door options.
Oh, yeah. The octopus? The squid?
Yeah.
The octopus, I think.
Mr. Octopus's control room.
Mr. Octopus, yeah. This is...
The pantry.
Pantry?
That drawer over there is stuffed with processed food. Wasn't half bad, actually.
You ate it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it.
Some paella, nasi goreng, schnitzel, yukejang, borscht, and tom kha gai.
Wow, you must have been really hungry.
Oh, and I ate the chef's pasta, too.
That's a lot of food.
Can't help it. I'm a growing girl.
How old are you?
20, I think.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just stop. I don't even know where to start here. 1. By the time you hit 20, you're done growing. 2. You think? You should be old enough to know how old you are. 3. How on earth are you 20? You look like you're 13 if you're a day. I can't believe you're only 2 years younger than me.
Now that's funny. You must have done a lot of drugs to look like that at 22.
Oh, give me a break, you little punk.
Don't call me little. I'm an
Sigma
adult,
looked kind of buff.
asshole.
So you agree with the steroid theory?
Oh, I wasn't thinking that drug.
Fine, whatever. So this place has enough food to keep people alive for a few years, huh? Looks like this stuff isn't going to expire anytime soon.
Yeah. The use-by date is about 100 years from now.
How about water?
There's a tank over there. It looks like they're pulling it out of some kind of well.
Is it safe?
Well, since Dio isn't rolling around on the floor in agonizing pain, I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's okay.
You made him drink it to make sure it was safe?
I guess you could say that.
So you ate all the food without a second thought, but the water struck you as possibly dangerous.
No, I was careful with the food too. Dio had some of it first, and it seemed fine, so I... Oh, I almost forgot.
What?
I ate something else! Twice cooked pork!
Oh, for God's sake. Why the hell are you shouting about that? Wait a minute. Twice cooked pork?
What is it?
Well, that just reminded me of something.
Reminded you of what?
This might seem hard to believe, but...
Bullshit.
Oh, come on. At least let me tell you first. All right. I explained how we'd found a room called the Golem Bay on the other side of the green door, and how we'd met a robot there named Golem who told a very interesting story.
This is all very important for Quark's discovery.
I see.
Yeah.
So the Golem guy was turned off just when he was about to tell you something.
I mean, this just shows how much we don't care what actually happens to Quark.
Yeah, I guess we did also talk about, like, the stuff about Schrodinger's cat in the other search.
True. Yeah.
So the last thing he said was, see, right in the middle of...
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle, he got cut off saying right in the middle.
Middle could be from Middle Kingdom, which is another name for China.
Well, this was utterly pointless.
Really? I don't think so.
Please explain.
Well, maybe he was trying to say that this game is like the Chinese room. In other words...
In other words, we're gonna get cut off again!
Yeah.
Sigma! Phi! There you are! I've been looking all over for you!
Every time you have a conversation about Golem, you get cut off in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm. What's going on?
Something bad! Something really bad!
Well, come on, spill it.
Alice is... Just come with me! She's in the crew quarters!
She's threatening us with bombs.
Yeah, crew quarters is not far from where she was... looked like she was planting a bomb. And it's where another bomb was located.
Yeah. It's also where she was when he found her that other time.
True. She's either holding a knife or she's standing next to a bomb ready to detonate it. Okay.
Or she's already stopped holding the knife.
Well, I mean, technically she's still holding it, just not with her hands. What? No! This isn't real! All I could hear were Zero's words echoing in my ears. Your heart stops, your bracelet comes off. If you've never been in turbulence, it's hard to explain.
That's not Zero, but...
What? Oh. But was that him? Oh god, memo's not what I'm looking for.
Log.
Oh. Oh. You feel the sudden alien weightlessness of a long fall, and for just a moment you're painfully aware of the fact that you're thousands of feet above the Earth, in a flimsy machine made by fallible men kept aloft by a scientific principle that nobody actually understands. If you've never seen a friend dead, it's hard to explain, but it's a little like that. I knelt down beside Alice's body and pressed a shaking hand to her throat. No pulse. Her skin had already turned pale. The thing in front of me looked like a human being, but it wasn't being a human any longer. Why had this happened? I knelt there for several long moments, staring blankly ahead. My throat burned and my chest was tight, but I forced myself to take 3 progressively calmer breaths, and then stood. I clenched my fist, took one last breath, and turned. Who found her first?
Me. I was looking for Quark on floor B and couldn't find him. So I came back here and, well,
stabbed her.
What?
I was joking that he stabbed her, but it was probably just Radical 6 stuff or something.
Yeah. If we hadn't already seen her stab herself like that, I would be suspicious.
Yeah, like when I went down this route first, personally. Or the lunar route first, at least.
Yeah, then this would have looked really bad.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that look supposed to mean?
No,
better not be
she
thinking
did
I
also...
did it.
Like, not really interact with Quark as much, because, like, we haven't even found Quark yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, suspicion often falls on the first to discover a crime.
Fuck that. She'd already been murdered when I got here.
How do you know she was murdered?
What? Come on, it's obvious. She's got a knife sticking out of her chest. Does that look like an accident or a suicide to you?
How do you know the weapon was a knife?
What?
All you can see from here is the handle. For all you know, it could have been an ice pick or some kind of tool.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, that's not a very likely guess.
But I mean, come on. Who wouldn't
Also,
look at that and assume it's a knife?
We're saying that it's obviously a knife. A scalpel usually doesn't look like a knife, and that's usually what she uses to kill herself with. So we need to know where the knife came from now.
And it's not fair to suspect someone just because they happen to be the first one to find the body. If you want to be like that, then the last person to see Alice is the person you should be looking at.
Who was the last person to see her?
Clover.
I need to tell Alice. You guys go on ahead. Alice.
So what happened then?
Why? This wasn't supposed to happen.
Clover's constant smiling is not helping her here.
Yeah. It is really weird how they've rigged her like that.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
Clover.
I can't trust them anymore. It could have been any one of them. They killed you, Alice. I can't forgive them for that. I'm going to get revenge. I'll find out who killed you. And I'll...
Hey, Clover.
Shut up! Don't you talk to me! I'm sorry, Alice.
This is bad. Last time this happened, she killed all of us. Her voice shook as she spoke. Before anyone could say anything, she turned and ran out of the room.
Wait! Clover, come back!
Temioji took off in pursuit, and I made to follow when...
It's pointless. Even if you caught up to her, she'd never tell you anything. Think it through. There are two possibilities. Either Clover killed her, or she didn't. If the former is true, then I doubt she would confess. If the latter is true, then I imagine she'll be just as reticent. After all, Alice and Clover seem to know each other. In fact, they seem quite close. It seems safe to assume that Clover is currently very suspicious of all of us. I doubt she would open up to anyone right now.
You seem pretty calm. Did you do it?
Not again. Well, if you really want to suspect me, please, go ahead.
I want to open up his mask. We have the thing!
I'm beginning to feel rather accustomed to it. I would ask you to consider my motive for killing Alice. Specifically, the fact that I have none.
Well, yes, but none of us do. None of us have ever met Alice before, right? So why would we want to kill her?
You are correct.
Kay also sort of indirectly brought up the fact that this is the second death after the old lady.
True. And...
it seemed like she was also murdered by a knife.
yeah. That is a good point. So, having played through the other routes first, if you've played through the other routes first, maybe you're supposed to think that this is a Radical 6 thing and this time it's different, since, like you point out, it's normally a scalpel. I mean, that could just be a coincidence of where she was and what she had ready access to. But
we
maybe
didn't
this is just a follow-up murder.
She didn't take the scalpel from the freak out, so there has to be an alternative.
What do you mean?
Do you remember when we found the old woman? It seemed clear that her killer was Zero Senior, and that they were one of us. There is every reason to think the same person murdered Alice. Perhaps this person plans to kill us one by one. Perhaps the entire nonary game is just window dressing. Perhaps the only reason we are here is so that Zero Senior can kill us at his leisure, in a world of his own creation.
Why would anyone do such a horrible thing?
Presumably, because they enjoy killing. Zero Senior seems to be rather disturbed.
Hold on a minute. That doesn't mean they're one of us. There could be a 10th person hiding out somewhere.
No.
Well, why not?
There's no way Zero Jr. wouldn't notice that. And if he did notice, I really don't think he'd just let something like that slide.
But isn't Zero Jr. just an AI without a body? What could he do?
Maybe. But Zero Senior has a body.
Yeah,
You
and
think they
there's
really
the
just let a
golems.
10th unwanted participant just run around murdering people?
Which,
Plus, he could also give some kind of warning so that people don't get themselves killed.
yeah, or he could just kill them with the bracelets.
Well, if there's a 10th person, they wouldn't have a bracelet, right?
Oh, right, it is, yeah, 10th person.
But he could get the people here who are the targets a heads up so that
Yeah.
they wouldn't be taken off guard,
Yeah,
as well
and-
as he can use the golems.
Yeah.
So there's some options. And there might even be some other things that he has access to that we don't even know about.
Yeah, like, probably locking different doors would be an option.
Yeah, and I would also wonder about other systems that might be installed, like gas systems, knockout or even deadly poison gases that the AI can release. If you have this kind of sophisticated AI running a large facility like this, you might install some systems specifically to give the AI options to deal with threats and unforeseen possibilities.
Yeah.
Well, what if the 10th person is Zero Senior?
Not possible. At least not so long as we assume Zero Jr.'s statement to be the truth. Do you remember? He made it quite clear that the real Zero was one of us.
Was it that clear? I thought there was something weird about it. I thought about what Kay had said.
Yeah, it has been a while, but I think it was meant to be clearer.
Yeah, because I thought at the time that he had said something like, somebody said, could Zero be among us? You know, is Zero among us? And that he had said something a little bit iffy, like, you know,
I think
I
it
guess
was-
you could say that.
Yeah, I think it was just that Phi said, like, Zero is probably one of us, and then, like, Zero the Third says stuff like, hey, you stole my line, and Fido's pretty smart, and stuff like that. So, I think it's meant to be clear, even if it wasn't fully clear.
Right. If the killer was Zero Senior, then who could be the killer? Dio? Luna? Kay, perhaps? Or maybe Clover? There was always Temyoji. Phi, maybe? No, it couldn't be her. I had been with Phi the whole time we were looking for Quark. There was no way she could have slipped away to stab Dallas in the chest. Wait a minute. There was one person I'd forgotten. Quark. It seemed like a bit of a stretch to think a kid could kill someone of Alice's size, though.
Look at his devious smile, though.
Yeah. Although, normally, if you were going to be taking somebody off guard, I doubt you'd be doing it from the front most of the time. That meant there were 5 real suspects. Dio, Luna, Kay, Clover, and Temyoji. Where had Quark gone?
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Apparently Zero doesn't feel like this is worth stopping the game for. A blunt but effective way to make the point.
What do you mean?
We should get to the warehouse. It seems clear he feels no compunction about killing us, should we disobey the rules. As such, I recommend we follow them.
Yeah, this feels very similar to the first murder. At least in how Zero's acting and how people are reacting to him acting.
Oh, yeah. The others filed out of the room. I turned to face Alice. Grab the bracelet. Alice. I'll find out who did this to you. I promise. Granted, bracelets aren't as powerful in this game as they were in the last one, but it's still important that we have that, you know, the group needs to have it.
Yeah, it's actually, like, probably even more important just because you literally cannot go through the chromatic doors without all three.
Yeah, like, it's important the group has it, but, like, us securing it doesn't give us, like, a tactical advantage like it did in the first game.
Yeah.
I felt my stomach settle back into its normal configuration, and the fire in my chest melted the icy hand from my spine. I stood up straight, gave Alice one last nod, and walked after the others, leaving my regrets lying on the cold floor.
Hey, look! 2 of the AB gates are closed already.
Probably Tenmyoji and Clover.
Wasn't he a pair? Doesn't Quark need to go with him?
As long as one person in each pair is there, it should be okay.
Sharing their destiny, huh?
Pretty much.
That's good news for you, Sigma. After all, you're a pair, but your partner is... well, I'd rather not say it.
Yeah, I know.
Good luck for you, huh, Luna?
What? I don't understand what you mean.
Well, if Alice was still alive, you'd have a hard time choosing Betray. She only had 1 BP left. If you'd picked Betray, you could have killed her. Of course, that's not really a problem now.
That's a point.
Yeah, but we sort of discussed this in another route, but at 5 points, betraying isn't too helpful besides stopping another betrayer.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if... So our partner this time was...
Luna.
Was our partner?
No,
yeah, our
Alice
partner's
was
Luna.
our partner, and we're facing Luna.
Right, okay. I thought for a minute that it was the other way around.
No.
That we were facing... Because if we were facing against Alice and she was already dead, could we just vote to betray? Figuring
yeah, I guess.
We're just betraying a corpse?
It might not be too smart of a decision, though, because, once again, you're only you're 4 points away. So 2 plus 2 and 3 plus 2 is still both over 9.
Yeah, but is there any reason not to betray a corpse?
I guess...
this, it's not what's happening in this situation, but hypothetically, if it was us, if Luna was our partner and Alice was the one we were against, and then Alice was dead.
Yeah, right now there wouldn't really be, but there are situations, like if you had 6, where you might not want to betray just because of stuff, sort of like where you betrayed Phi in that one round, where people might want you dead because you can escape on your own.
Right, so there might be a strategy to only getting up to...
stopping at
8 points.
But otherwise,
right.
Yeah, betraying a corpse wouldn't really do much for the corpse.
I would have chosen Ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent. And I trust him.
Really?
You did Ally last time.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
If one of you guys picks Betray, we are gonna get a show.
Dio!
Ignore him. How do you and Phi plan to vote?
You even gotta ask? Ally. Of course. Right, Phi?
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It's a difficult question.
What?
Well, if we choose Ally and Kay chooses the opposite, then he'll have 9 points. He can go through the number 9 door whenever he wants.
Yeah,
but
this
it's not as
is
simple
where
as just
Phi's
choosing
intelligence is
Betray
really important.
Mm-hmm.
If Kay decides to ally for some reason, then you'd end up with 9 points.
So we should both choose Ally. Seems easy to me.
You're planning on betraying me, aren't you, Dio? As soon as you go through that door, it will be only the 2 of you in that room. I've no doubt you could overpower Phi, if you had the desire to.
Oh, give me a little credit. No one has more gentle points than me. You think someone of my stature would resort to violence? Huh, the nerve.
What?
This is just a thought, but why don't all of you promise to choose Betray? Then you wouldn't have to worry
Luna
about
actually
anything.
suggested it. I thought Phi would be suggesting this, but Luna did.
Yeah.
If you knew the other person was going to betray you, you'd have no choice but to do the same.
That seems pretty negative for you, Luna.
I'm sorry.
Nothing to apologize for.
It does potentially get us out of an awkward situation, because then next round, the assignments are going to be re-randomized.
Yeah.
So we'll have a different setup, and maybe something that people can be a little happier with.
We
It also,
appreciate your suggestion,
like-
and we'll take it into consideration.
I guess double betraying also leaves Fi still at 5 points, so she can't escape even with betrayal later.
I mean, it just presents a no change for them, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't exactly leave her worse off.
It leaves her worse off because other groups have gotten better off, probably.
I guess. So that group's that group wouldn't change. Then the question would be like, you know, in our group, it's, you know, Sigma and Luna.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Sigma, based on what we've seen so far, Sigma and Luna should be decently trustworthy. So Fi shouldn't be too afraid of them.
Yeah.
Unlike, you know, she should be concerned about Dio, for sure.
Yeah, there's Dio and Kay and everyone else in the third group still.
Yeah.
So,
But
well, I guess
unfortunately,
Clover
I
and
don't think it's a very good
Tenmyoji right
idea.
now, because Quark's missing.
I'm trying to think who's in the other group. So the other group is what? Temyoji
Clover
and Quark versus
yeah.
Clover?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Dio is the most suspicious. I feel decently about Kay, but I can see where it's a little more arguable. I think Sigma and Luna are decently... I feel like it would make sense for Fi to go with the everybody in that group betrays, just because that group contains the people she least wants to get 9 points.
She is actually just saying the opposite right now, though, but yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, I guess, you know, we can, you know, agree to disagree.
Yeah, once again,
But,
you're disagreeing with Fi for legitimate reasons.
See, my goal is to beat this game.
But, Fi...
Maybe that wasn't the best way to put it. When I say I want to beat it, I mean defeat it. Completely. I want to get us all out of here. We haven't beat the nonary game until we're all out of this place.
Yep.
I guess we won't all be getting out anymore, though.
Oh, you mean Alice.
No. We can fix that with time travel.
Yeah. At any rate, all of us choosing betray every time is hardly ideal. We'd never escape.
Then what are you going to do?
Kay needs to choose ally. It's the only way.
How will you make sure I do that? I have no guarantee that she'll choose ally as well.
Would you do it if I could give you that guarantee?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
You promise?
Yes.
Good. Let's do this. Dio!
Huh?
She wants him to stay out of the room.
There's
Yeah, but
someone
how are you
behind
gonna
you.
just kindly tell him that?
Oh.
What?
The moment Dio turned his head, Fi was off. With seemingly superhuman strength, she leapt through the air, across the room, and through the AB gate. Oh, I thought she was gonna knock him out.
Yes.
I was like, poor Dio.
I thought so too, but I guess she's nicer to Dio than to you. Though she also probably had less of a choice with knocking you out and killing you.
Mm-hmm.
You bitch! God damn it, Fi! Open this fucking door!
I mean, it doesn't matter as long as he was going to do ally, which he was claiming he was going to do anyway.
Who, Kay, or?
Dio.
Oh, well...
Like, Dio should be perfectly fine with it, because he was claiming that he was trustworthy and that he could do ally.
I guess, but there's also just the fact that, like, Fi feels like he's gonna betray and stuff, and that she backstabbed him still.
He pounded on the door, screaming, but it showed no signs of opening again.
Fuck!
She betrayed him in real life instead of in the nonary game.
Mm-hmm.
Or
he gave the door one last slam for good measure, then ran to the next open one.
Invalid pair detected.
Oh.
Please retry with valid partner. Members of a pair cannot vote in separate rooms.
What? Why the fuck not? This is against the rules. How am I supposed to vote?
Oh, so the game doesn't have a problem with her being in there alone. It only has a problem with him trying to go into a second room.
Yeah. It's an interesting, choice.
This is bullshit.
I see. This is how Fi can guarantee her choice. Dio can't vote now, so the chance that Fi will choose Ally just went way up. After all, if you pick Ally and she betrays you, then...
Dio will have 9 points.
Exactly.
But don't you think Vi might be worried that Kay will break his promise? After all, if he can be pretty sure that Fi is going to choose Ally, then...
You needn't worry. Her plan is very clever. I will definitely choose Ally.
She does have to trust him a little bit, but I mean, it may be the best option available.
Yeah, it's the best for her just so that, she can escape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 minutes remain until polling closes.
We don't have much time left. Let's go.
Right.
Okay. Sigma?
Hmm?
You are going to choose Ally, right?
This route, absolutely. Of course. We both have 5 BP right now. Even if I did betray you, I'd only get 3 points. That's not enough to escape. So I'd have to wait until the next round anyway. Make sense?
Oh, I see.
It's not being a good person or anything.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's nothing about my morals.
Anyway, you promised. You have to choose Ally.
Right. I will. This time. Then we're gonna have to come back, though, is the thing.
Yeah, this is, the second game, though, so it might be that, every second game of the AB games ends up with a betray. Or, game over, rather.
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
Now, what am I going to do? Now, the real question is, now that Sigma is finally the only one in the voting room, can he manage to get his vote in before the last second? Well, I guess there really isn't any question. After all, I promised Luna that I'd pick Ally. But...
What if I wanted to be a dick?
What if she was lying to me?
I would have chosen Ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent, and I trust him.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex's game polling closes.
I guess we were pretty close to the last second anyway.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Even when we're the only one here, it has to wait until the absolute last second.
Yep.
All right, well, we're going to call it there for this episode, and next time we are going to see the results of this second round of voting. I will be very interested to see what happens. Particularly, I think the real question is going to be what happens with, Temioji and Clover. I'm expecting a double betrayal, but it's also quite possible that Temioji is going to get killed here. So that will be interesting to find out.
Yeah, Temioji does have 1. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's got 1, and I'm not sure where Quark is. Quark isn't in such a bad position, but he's also voting on behalf of Quark, who is currently unconscious.
Quark was with Dio, so he was also at 6. Just like Dio was.
And I can't imagine Clover picking Ally in the state of mind that she's in. And I would hope that Temioji can recognize that, too.
Yeah.
But I do find it curious that they were already in their rooms and their rooms locked before we got a chance to see them. So I wonder if maybe there's something that's going to surprise us, because otherwise that seems a little bit odd.
Yeah.
It might be nothing. It might be just that they got in front of us, but it could be that there is a surprise waiting.
I'm not really sure what surprise you're expecting, though, because, we just figured out you can't, have Clover in there with Quark or something, because then Tenmyoji couldn't enter.
I'm not really expecting any particular kind of surprise. I'm just aware of the fact that we didn't see them go in. And so it's one of those...
Yeah.
It's like that principle where if a character dies off screen, you always take it with a grain of salt, because it's like, well, I didn't actually get to see it happen. So there's a possibility that there's something weird. The fact that we didn't see them go into the rooms means that, you know, for example, Tenmyoji was looking for Clover, right? It's possible that Tenmyoji caught up to Clover and has had an opportunity to have some discussion with her.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Before they went into the rooms. And so maybe, you know, they had a planning session. In the highly unlikely scenario, maybe Clover has already killed a Tenmyoji and is now voting against an empty room. Yeah. Maybe Tenmyoji's room's going to open up and his body's going to be in there. And then, you know, Clover's going to be like, it couldn't be me. We were already in the rooms. And it's like, well, nobody can verify that. So I don't know. I'm just, you know, suspicious of everything that's going on. I tend to be suspicious of things in games where everybody has to kill each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you all next time.
Bye.